Hey everybody, welcome to Mini Boot Camp Lesson 1. Today we're going to talk about bookings, which are super important to our business. I've heard the phrase, bookings are the lifeline of your business. If you're out of bookings, you're out of business. And I don't think any of us want to be out of business, right? So there's several different kinds of parties that we can book, and that's our traditional home parties, our online parties, on the go / catalog parties, or our blend bash, which is our fun new way to party that's super interactive and definitely what hosts are looking for as far as a party goes. Not a lengthy sales presentation or anything like that, just a chance to have fun. So there's a few things that you need before you start booking your parties. The first thing that you need is either your frank list or your contact list. So when you're newer, you definitely want to start out with a frank list. And frank stands for friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, and then people you know through the kids in your life. So if you have children, that's their friends' parents, that's teachers, sports coaches, Girl Scout troop leaders. I could go on and on and on, but I won't. But you definitely need to make that contact list, because it's going to be really helpful to be able to check off or highlight people as you've reached out to them. It just makes life a little bit easier. The next thing that you need is a planner or some type of digital calendar. So I definitely rely heavily on my Erin Condren Life Planner to kind of keep me organized. Not only do I, write a lot of things in there when I have parties, but what's really important, especially when you're new, is to sit down and decide when you're actually going to hold parties. So there's nothing worse you can do for your business than give people free range of your calendar. You definitely don't want to do that, because that tells people that they can just that you're just going to work whenever, and that's not really reality. So we have a lot of other different priorities and things going on in our life, so it's really important that we capture that on our in our paper planner or on a digital calendar, and then see what time's left and decide from there when you're available for parties, because you're the boss. Remember that you are the boss. And the beautiful thing about direct sales is that we get to decide when we are going to work and when we're not going to work. No one tells us you have to have parties on Saturday or you have to have parties on Thursday nights. Like, that's just not how it works. So the next thing that you're going to need is your purpose. So what's your motivation for getting these bookings? Are you, relaunching your business because you've taken some time off? Are you dead set on earning an incentive trip or some other type of prize? Or are you a brand new consultant trying to get your business off the ground? So figure out exactly why you're trying to get bookings in the first place. And that purpose is going to be a really good reminder for you when you start getting no's, because unfortunately it's going to happen. Not every single person that we ask to have a party or that we offer to give a sample to is going to take us up on that. And that's just reality. And then the last thing that you definitely need is you need the words, and that's your verbiage. That's almost like a little script. I mean, I hate to say script because we're not like, telemarketers or anything like that, but you do have to figure out what you're going to say to people. That's really important. So let's start by talking a little bit about launch parties or relaunch parties. So when you're new, you definitely need to have a launch party. And what's great about that is that you can keep having launch parties, well into your first 6 months. There's no rule that you can only have a launch party when you're brand new to the business. Now, I definitely think you should have one within your first 30 days, maybe have two. That's totally cool. They can both be in person, like in your home, or, you know, if you're going to use someone else's home. But one of them could also be online. You could do in person and online, especially if you have, you know, friends and family all over the country. That's a really easy way to share your business with them, even though they can't be in person at a party. So the great thing, though, about relaunching is that you can do it as often as you want. There is no rule. So every time we have a new catalog, I am relaunching my business. And that's not relaunching in the sense that I've, you know, taken a hiatus. I'm still working my business. I'm still selling, having parties, sponsoring, but we have a new catalog that's getting ready to come out, our winter catalog. And so I'm preparing now for a relaunch of my business, an opportunity to get people together, share what's new with them, reconnect with some customers, have my own party, and hopefully earn some pretty sweet host rewards for myself. Okay, so I talked a little bit about how you can continue to have that relaunch. I mean, honestly, you can relaunch your business. Sorry, my dog is scratching herself. Relaunch your business, or launch your business rather, every month for, I mean, honestly, you could do it for the first year if you really wanted to. If you had new people who have not yet checked out your business. If you have questions about that, definitely comment below. Okay, so lastly, we're going to talk about verbiage. So my best advice to you is keep it simple. And before I dig into some examples, what I want to say to you is you're probably, Alpine, can you move? You're probably not going to find people knocking down your door to have a party with you. You may post about parties on Facebook and you may not get any response. And that's because it's you find better success when you reach out to people one-on-one. So first example of verbiage that I'm going to give you is a launch party. And so it's okay if if you're new but you haven't had your launch party yet. Again, I already said it's never too late, and I definitely think it's really important that you do it, because my launch party was a huge surprise for me as far as the results. I focused really hard on personally inviting as many people as I could. So like, people got a message from me. I didn't do a ton of phone calls. I did email, and I did Facebook Messenger, and I did text, just because we're kind of more, I mean, I lean more towards that. I don't necessarily talk on the phone that often, but if there was someone that I find I talk to on the phone more so than talk to them through text, then I would pick up the phone and call them. But yeah, I made a list. I mean, my list was crazy. It was like 200 people. So you don't have to make a list that big unless you want to. And I just started inviting people. And in addition to inviting people, when I found that people could not come, I didn't take that as well, I guess they're never going to support my business. That was when I asked if, hey, would you be interested in checking out our scents? I'd love to send you a sample. Or, hey, can we meet up, before my party for you to sniff the new scents? And so between my launch party, the actual physical party at my house, and orders that I got from people who couldn't come to the party, I ended up with, for real, y'all, over an $800 party. And I could not believe it, because you think about, how much a jar of sprinkles costs. And I sold a lot of sprinkles. I sold some warmers. I sold some shades, definitely. We didn't have soaks back then. We had a pre-filled reed diffuser, but I sold a lot of those. We had soaps and lotions back then. I sold some of those. But honestly, when I joined, nothing in our catalog was over $30. So you have to think about just how quickly all those different price points starts to add up. And then I end up with an $800 party, and I was so excited, but also like I couldn't believe it. But I know, because hindsight's always 2020, I know it's because I was really focused and worked really hard to make sure I had people showing up, and I attempted to at least share the product with people who couldn't come. Okay, that was a long story. That was not a part of my notes, but that's okay. But what I wanted to tell you as far as like a simple way to invite someone to your launch party would be, let's just say you're sending them a text message, and say you're typing with your thumbs, although I type with my pointer finger and my thumb. It's really weird. So you're typing, hey Susie, or hey girl, or hey friend, whatever you call this person. Hey, I am so excited. I just started my own business with Pink Zebra. It's home fragrance, home decor. I'd love to have you come help me celebrate my new business. I'm having a kickoff party or a launch party, whatever you want to call it, next Saturday at 2 p.m. Can you make it? That's it. Okay. So then if you're relaunching your business, which I'm in the midst of, like I said earlier, then my verbiage, so first of all, my messages for my relaunch are going to be to existing customers. They're not going to be to new people. So I'm going to say something. Let me get back to texting with my pointer and my thumb. Hey, Susie, our new winter catalog is coming out on Sunday, and I'm so excited. I am going to have a virtual relaunch, and I'd love to invite you to come check it out. I mean, honestly, like that's basically what I would say. And then I'd let them respond. So just a side note for what I'm doing. Normally I do an in-person open house when we have a new catalog, and I do something online. But I'm finding that sometimes it can be difficult to get people over to your house. So I'm going to just do completely virtual for now. And then closer to the holidays, like maybe last week of November, first week of December, I am going to do an in-person open house in my home, and that'll give me a little time to maybe figure out who I'm going to invite, give people enough time to plan for it and all that good stuff. So I'm going to do something online, and normally I would do a Facebook event for that. This time I'm just going to go live on my business page. So I will, I'll just let people know, hey, this is when to watch. Let me know if I need to send you a quick message reminder before I go live, something like that. Okay, and then now let's lastly chat about like just a general booking example. So I don't typically just reach out to people who've never tried our products to say, hey, do you want to have a party? So I really think like step one, have a launch party and work to promote that and get people to that. If someone can't come, then invite them, hey, let's meet up for coffee. I'd love to show you our catalog, show you our scent. And, introduce them to Pink Zebra that way. I'd say like third attempt with that is, would you be willing to host a practice party? So let me tell you guys real quick about a practice party, and then I'll give you my general booking example. Practice parties are parties. The only thing about them that's different is that you call them a practice party, and that takes a little bit of the edge off because some people are nervous about hosting. They don't want to feel like you're going to be hounding them, hounding their friends, putting a lot of pressure on, because that's not what we do. But if you ask someone to host a practice party for you, you would just say, it is just like a regular party. Your friends get to come, check out our products, sniff our scents. They're welcome to place orders, and you get host rewards based on, the party sales. This will help me get comfortable with doing party presentations. And you can offer them a jar of sprinkles or, some type of little gift for doing that. But that right there is kind of like a no pressure way to have someone book for you when you're new. Okay, and then lastly is my general booking example. So this is going to be something that I'm going to use with someone who's a customer or who has already hosted a party for me. So I'm trying to rebook them. So it's going to be like, let's get back to text messaging, because let's face it, that's probably what I'm doing. Hey, Susie, our new winter catalog is about to come out, and I know that you're probably in need of some sprinkles. So what do you think about getting some friends together? And then side note, if they're local, I'm going to say at your house. If they're not local, I'm going to say online. How do you feel about getting some of your girlfriends together online next week, so that I can show you guys all what's new? That's it. That's it. Like, I try to keep my verbiage absolutely simple. There's no pressure in what I'm asking people. I'm really putting the question out there, and the ball's in their court. So that's kind of it for what I've got for bookings. Of course, if you guys have questions, please comment below, because I will absolutely answer them for you. But I thought that this info might be helpful, especially, for some of our newer consultants, or if it has been, a while since you've had any bookings, or if it's been just a while since you've actually been working your business, because life happens. Let's face it, life happens every day, and sometimes we're unable to do the things that we want to do when we want to do them. So if you're coming back from a break, I hope this was helpful. If you're new, I hope this was helpful. And if you're an oldie but goldie like I am, that's Adrienne Mainer's words I'm stealing, then I still hope that this was helpful. But you guys have an amazing night, and be sure to come back for mini boot camp day 2, because we're talking about hostess coaching. I'm very excited to share it with you. All right, bye y'all.